Modern technology not only makes life easier for us, but also allows us to glimpse into the depths of existence, depths so profound they send shivers down our spines. As what we discover there fundamentally changes our understanding of reality, and more specifically, life after death. Watch this video to the end, and you'll learn astonishing facts that confirm the existence of the afterlife and reveal how the deceased attempt to communicate with the living. Since ancient times, people have believed that the dead often try to contact the living to share important information, or simply to let them know that existence does not end with death. This especially applies to those who were deeply in love or wished to explain the circumstances of their death, for instance, if they were murdered or went missing. Materialists have always considered these beliefs to be either pure fiction or at best hallucinations. However, everything changed in the spring of 1959 when this belief found scientific backing. It happened by chance, but the incident compelled many scientists to take a closer look at the phenomenon. The discoveries they made were so shocking that they initially feared to disclose them. Let's go back to 1959, when Swedish artist and opera singer Friedrich Jurgenson was filming a documentary on art. For his film, he needed to record bird songs. He traveled out of town to capture them on tape. Everything went smoothly until he returned home and replayed his recordings. To his astonishment, he heard sounds that had no business being on the tape. The artist was in shock for a while. He replayed the recordings at various speeds, and each time, amidst the bird song, a concerned whisper emerged. "Friedrich, if you can hear me, be careful. You're being watched." Jurgenson checked his recorder, which was in perfect working order. Then suddenly, he was struck with a chilling realization. He recognized the voice on the tape. It was his late mother. These messages from beyond completely changed Jurgenson's life. He began making regular recordings on his tape recorder, gradually receiving more and more messages from the dead in various languages, many of which he understood, being a polyglot. Jurgenson spoke Russian, Ukrainian, Estonian, and German fluently, and had some knowledge of other languages as well. Despite the clarity of the messages and their source, Jurgenson, initially a materialist, tried to explain this phenomenon by assuming he was somehow picking up radio waves. However, he soon abandoned this hypothesis, as he often recorded in locations far from any broadcast sources, making this explanation impossible. He became convinced that modern equipment could detect things from the environment that are beyond ordinary human perception. These were indeed the messages from the afterlife that our ancestors often mentioned in mystical stories. What was once considered fantasy now had scientific confirmation. This meant that humanity was closer than ever to solving the mystery of death and the possibility of life beyond it. The messages Jurgenson received were brief, almost as if voices from beyond were prohibited from revealing too much. Additionally, it likely required considerable energy for the dead to transmit even short phrases. After years of experiments in 1964, Jurgenson published a book called Voices from the Universe. In it, he announced his discovery to the world. The book became an instant bestseller and sparked a wave of similar research worldwide, with one of the most notable followers being Konstantin Raudive, a Latvian writer, philosopher, and a student of Carl Jung, who later became a leading researcher on the subject. Raudive's early efforts produced no results, but one day he managed to capture his first message, a woman's voice on the tape saying, "Go to sleep, Martin." Following Jurgenson's methods, Raudive recorded thousands of messages from the beyond, with some voices even identifying themselves by name and claiming to be in another dimension. Many addressed him directly, with phrases that, while chilling, confirmed an alternate reality's existence. He frequently received messages of this nature: dead, yet we are alive. Are you listening to many dead? The dead live, Konstantin. Here, there is no death. The world is death. Raudive also heard from his deceased mother, who used an affectionate nickname known only to them, convincing him of the authenticity of the phenomenon. After a successful series of experiments, Raudive published a book titled Breakthrough, dedicated to the phenomenon of voices from the beyond. The book contained only a fraction of his recordings, 27,000 audio messages. Like Jurgenson's work, it became a worldwide hit and encouraged more scholars to delve deeper into this phenomenon. Naturally, not everyone in the scientific community believed in the authenticity of Raudive's recordings. His tapes were scrutinized meticulously, and while experts acknowledged the presence of voices, many believed they were random radio waves. To dispel doubt, Raudive repeated his experiments shortly before his death in a specially equipped studio designed to block any electromagnetic interference. Recordings were made using 3 devices, none of which Raudive controlled. For 18 minutes, the studio remained silent, and everyone thought the experiment was a failure. But when they played back the tape, dozens of messages from the deceased were found. Words can hardly convey the fear and astonishment felt by everyone present as they realized the dead were speaking to them, individuals they had refused to believe in. Further analysis revealed that these voices do not appear when recording devices are left running in empty rooms, leading some scientists to conclude that what's captured may be the thoughts of those present rather than voices from another realm. However, it's more likely that the person acts as a conduit for subtle energies needed to transmit messages from beyond. Scientists also discovered that the optimal frequency for recording these voices is 14,805 kilohertz, which has since been named Jurgenson's frequency, after the pioneering researcher. Toward the end of his life, Jurgenson continued his work, giving lectures worldwide and predicting that people would soon receive such messages via television, a prediction that, as we know, came true. As for Raudive, after years of personal experiments, he published another book on communication with the afterlife, titled Can We Survive Our Own Death? Still considered a seminal work for those researching paranormal phenomena. His books, along with a large collection of tape recordings and notes, are preserved in an archive in England and a memorial room where visitors can listen to these eerie messages from beyond, which leave even the staunchest skeptics in awe. It's worth noting that even a figure as renowned and pragmatic as Thomas Edison took an interest in contact with the deceased. Known for his rational approach, Edison believed that a person's character and consciousness persist after physical death, merely shifting to another plane of existence. Edison was so convinced of an afterlife that he worked on developing an electronic device that would allow communication with the dead. Some biographers claim he succeeded, creating a recorder-like instrument through which he allegedly contacted the dead. This research suggests that further study of this phenomenon is meaningful and deserves serious attention, as it holds the key to one of humanity's greatest mysteries, the possibility of life beyond death. Each year, more scientists join this quest, gradually lifting the veil on the mystery of death and what awaits us beyond it, with more and more people getting involved in this profound exploration.